All right, let's get started on your reading. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. All right, there's something here with the unseen. There's something happening behind the scenes that you're not seeing the full picture of. It's a blessing that you don't see. You don't see that there's going to be a relocation. I'm also picking up travel, and this is not planned travel, because some of you may already have like trips and vacations already booked and planned for, but there's something about some sort of relocation or some sort of travel that you don't see right now because it's still being worked out behind the scenes. There's still some things going on that you're not aware of, but it has something to do with the relocation. This could be a change in your home, moving to a new location, plans to relocate, or relocating for work. There's something about that that's taking form behind the scenes that you're not aware of that's going to present itself to you at some point. Yeah, some of you are barely hanging on, living paycheck to paycheck, burnout knocking at the door. Some of you are feeling tired and exhausted because of limited resources. Yeah, again, see, travel. I'm telling y'all, and this is why you don't see it. You know why you don't see it? Because you're in survival mode. You're surviving. You're burnt out. You're barely hanging on. But what you don't see, it says here, the unseen, that there's a blessing. There's a blessing that you don't see that's happening behind the scenes. That's going to lead to a new change in your life. And it has to do with movement. This is the local travel, and we already see relocation. So this is not some sort of, like, this is a physical shift that's going to be taking place. Like getting a new job, or moving to a new location, or a brand new relationship. This is something physical and tangible that's going to happen for you. You're going to actually see progress where there wasn't any progress in your life. See, key, opening doors to a better future. Access to what was hidden. See, it says it right here, the unseen, which you don't see, but you're going to soon have access to what was hidden. Because see, right now you're in this surviving energy and barely hanging on. And it's exhausting, so you may be losing faith. But what you don't see is that there's something happening behind the scenes to create change in your life. That's a pretty good energy, but it feels at the same time daunting because you're still in surviving. It feels hard because you're still waiting. We got soulmates coming in. You're attracting a magnetic. It says here you're attracting a soulmate. And it says here a harmonious partnership, a powerful love, soul family, a bond that helps you grow. That's interesting because I'm not picking up love around you, meaning that this is something that you are actively out looking for, which is probably why magnet is showing up, attracting it, because we see you in surviving. So of course, when you're in survival mode, it doesn't feel like you're someone in this particular reading at this particular time that's out there looking for someone. And so maybe that's also why you're pulling it in unknowingly. Because keep in mind, the unseen, these are things that you're not even aware of. So you're unknowingly attracting some sort of soulmate into your life. We got here online. This could be someone online or you're online. It says strong social media presence, an influencer, emails, online dating, or online business. It doesn't even have to, it could be a soulmate business that you attract in. But there's something about this taking shape online. See, single life, that's what I was talking about. Like, you're not giving me the impression of someone that's actively searching. And that's how this shows up, because you could just be online, just scrolling and minding your business, and then you get pulled in, or vice versa, someone gets pulled in and is interested in you. And you got, because look, living your best single life or working on yourself, becoming more self-reliant, not settling for a bad match. And that's what I'm saying. That's the energy that I feel like you're more so in. But here comes something that takes shape or takes form from some sort of online presence. And here we got here something not knowing where you stand. Something about this situation, because we even got here sad news and then abundance. Let's see what's happening here. Something about this situation feels up in the air. Well, it says it, because it says not knowing where you stand, a situation / decision still undecided. So there's something going on here with you and this person. You know what I'm seeing happening here for you? I feel like because you're focused on your single life and the connection is up in the air, there's sad news. And the reason why there's sad news, because we got here abundance. Your arrival to abundance. So something, remember, something shifts for you. Let me see what happens here. Tell me about this sad news. Disappointing message. Because you pulled in a soulmate, but there's something here that's up in the air. Because I'm not picking up a yes or no. I'm picking up a process. That's what I'm picking up here. Like this connection comes in. You met someone online. Maybe you met them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I don't know. But there's something about a soulmate connection that was drawn in online, but it's up in the air, meaning that this is not saying you're going to be together, but it's also not saying you're not going to be together. But there's some sort of disappointing message that someone saw. I feel like someone saw it online. And now it has the connection or will, because some of you may not be in it or you will be in it later. But either way, it has the connection, the soulmate connection up in the air. Let's see what was saw. Something was saw online. Someone saw something online. And this now has this relationship or connection up in the air. We got here the Ten of Cups, family, togetherness. So some of you saw something around togetherness or family online, and inconvenient truth. So maybe you were interested in someone and you saw that they had a family. Maybe they posted a picture of them being with someone else, and it led to sad news. It led to disappointment. But again, there's something here, especially seeing this evil eye, and I'm also getting here manifesting in third party. There's something here, evil eye, and again, magnet pulling it in, and then the third party seeing something online that was disappointing. Choosing your highest good. Let's see what's going on here. Tell me about what was saw online when it comes to this family situation. It's a third party situation that you saw online. But again, even the up in the air is connected to evil eye. You are protected because I feel like you saw something. And it's centered around third party. Uh-oh, we got the King of Wands in reverse. The Seven of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. Look, the Death card and the Four of Swords. Whatever it is that you saw online, it led to an ending. It led to an ending. And then we got here the Four of Swords. So you could have been feeling stressed out or feeling anxious because there's something about this King of Wands being in reverse. This is someone that could be selfish. Someone that was deceptive with the Seven of Swords. Look, going back and forth between you and someone else. But we got here a higher power, choosing your highest good. This needed to come to an end. Whatever it was, this needed to come to some sort of end so that you could manifest your single life. And in manifesting your single life, what happens? It's manifesting your single life, like living in your own best life. Like you needed to see something deceptive to lead to an end, even though it's up in the air, right? But it needs to come to an end. So what happens next? Answers is what happens next. Mystery reaches its resolution, having answers and clarity. Something about this with that Two of Pentacles feels back and forth. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm picking up ending, but I'm also picking up it not being over. So what is it that's going on here? Something about this feels off. It says another phase in life, a transition, need to find common ground, bridge the gap. There's something here that's off about this because like I said, it doesn't feel over, but it also feels like something about this situation needs to come to an end. And you need to get some sort of answers. You need to get some, or there needs to be some sort of answers or clarity around this situation. Because coming to an end could also be coming to an end with a lack of clarity, not having answers. And that's coming to an end and you're getting clarity. See the key. See something here is you're needing some sort of key. You're needing some sort of answer, some sort of solution here. Let me see what this is about because this feels like, what is this about for the viewer? Because it seems like it's bringing some sort of stress. Set goals. That's what I'm saying. Loving your single life. And even right here, travel. It says here, this is not the time to focus on love, babe. Set your goals and crush them. Love will find you when you least expect it. So don't go searching for it. And we talked about that. We talked about that. You're no longer searching for it. And that's probably the answer. Like you needed to see something that you were going back and forth with. And so now that you saw it, you're not going to be focusing on your love life. You're going to be focusing on your single life. And we got here travel. But I don't feel like this situation is over with. I feel like you needed to see something in order to push you to start setting goals. What's going to happen? What's the message around this connection? Because there's something here around that connection that's showing up in the air. And it's protected while it's up in the air. Rise up. It says, begin to understand the truth of this situation, even if it's difficult and painful. Spend time alone to help bring clarity and make peace with them. That's what I'm saying. Something about this. What is it that you need to understand about this that will help bring peace and clarity? Because I'm picking up, again, soulmate connection that was pulled in. What do you need to make peace with it? It says, look, whatever you believe to be true, your lover will mirror back. Get to know what's really going on inside of you and confront your fears. So you could be projecting something that's not true, or you could be projecting something that stems from some sort of fear or some sort of stress that you may be dealing with on your own. There's something about what you're projecting into this connection that's causing this back and forth, and it feels muddy mentally. It feels like something draining mentally. And that's why I feel like there's a need to, it needs to step away, because this doesn't feel like being over. Because even right here, the Ten of Cups is on top of the soulmates card. It doesn't feel like this is something that's over. It just feels like something is needing to be reflected back to you so that you actually look at you. You actually focus on yourself. Focus on your single life. Focus on setting your goals, because that's what's going to lead to abundance for you in this particular reading. Traveling, doing more things for you. Because I feel like there's something around your energy that you're going back and forth with thinking someone is deceptive, but not really knowing for sure. Because you're making assumptions off of what you see, whether they're true or not. There's something about what you're seeing where you don't have all of the answers to. Anything else? Get out of bed. So it looks like you may be trying to escape. And I feel like escape the process. Escape looking in the mirror. Escape facing yourself in this situation. It says here, smell the roses. Stop and smell the roses. Don't forget to see the beauty beyond your ambitions. And enjoy those little things in life. All right, so this is up in the air though. Like I honestly, I can't tell you that this is over with because it doesn't feel like it's over with. And I also can't tell you that you'll be together. But honestly, there's something here, like I say, you pulled in the soulmate, you got the Ten of Cups. So I don't know. I can't say that you won't be together, but I definitely can't say that you won't be together. But I don't know. Let's see. What's going to happen in this connection that's up in the air? It just feels like it's up in the air. That's definitely what I'm getting. It's definitely up in the air. The Magician's in reverse. So there's nothing you're supposed to do. That's what's going to happen. Don't do anything. Nothing's going to get done. And then we got here the Page of Swords. Not watching. Don't do anything. Don't watch. The Page of Swords. Stop looking for something. Stop spying. Stop trying to get answers. Stop trying to get clarity. That's what's going to happen. Will this connection, I even feel like not even asking about if this will come together. Because we got here Tower card. Yeah, I feel like not even, because we got here higher power. Choosing your highest good. So it's like this not manifesting by you watching it, by you thinking about it. And as a result of you not doing that, here comes a Tower moment. Because finally you're choosing your highest good. Once you let that go, here's the Tower. What does the Tower look like? Ten of Swords, an ending. See, look, something gets seen online. And so ended it, right? And then here comes some action. Here comes a phone call. Here comes a phone call. So it's like action, movement. So when you surrender and let go, when you finally are done, the Ten of Swords, when you're finally done, and you're not watching, you're not thinking about it, you're not checking for this person, here comes the action. Here this person coming in, taking action and contacting you. This is someone that definitely took their time, but here comes action being taken. What happens here next? Listen to your intuition. Yeah, see, look, your intuition should be telling you this. That's what I'm saying. The main theme here is that you attracted a soulmate. And it's like you have to listen to your intuition around this, because deep down, you may feel like this is going to be good. You may feel like, you know, things are going to get better. But I feel like mentally, your mind messes you up. I feel like mentally, you can maybe constantly check for this person, spying on this person, thinking about this person. And if that's not you, this part is not your reading, or maybe this reading isn't your reading at all. But the energy that I'm picking up for who this particular reading is with that Page of Swords and online, checking, thinking, watching. But once that ends, because you're going to see something that's going to end it, and it needs to end because it'll push you into focusing on yourself and setting goals. Once you surrender that, here comes the action. Here comes the phone call. Look at the phone. See? Here comes the phone. Phones in hand. Phones in hand, right? Here it comes in. But I feel like you're allowing what you listen to, or what you hear, or what you think, or what you see to cause you to go back and forth with doubt. You got good news coming in. There's something about this situation that will eventually take off, but it doesn't take off until someone lets go. All right, let's go ahead and close out with the final message around this situation. We got here, yeah, see, someone is stressing out about the situation. That's what I'm saying. Once this Ten of Swords hit, that other person, this soulmate that wasn't moving, stressing out. Because the Ten of Swords says, I'm done. And you need to be done. But you being done leads to action. Drinking too much, indulging, or alcohol, suppressing their emotions. They're doing something to cope with it. And it stresses them out. But it also stresses them out to the point to where there's some sort of action that's taken here. And we got here, yeah, there's some stuff going on here. Arguing and fighting together. There's some sort of arguing here. But I feel like that's why you were on the outside, because there's something about their life that's stressful, and you didn't need to be a part of that. Yeah, see, someone's praying for a miracle, and this person could be a workaholic too. All right, but there's going to be some sort of action taken here and a phone call coming your way. But they look like they have some sort of stressful life, and that's probably where the slow action or the slow movement came in. I'll catch you all later. Bye.